It's 11 p.m. Live from Kuching, Saramak. This is TVS Nightline. You're now with me, Douglas Elliott. The headlines. 11 hikers killed while 12 others are still missing as volcano erupts in Indonesia. Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Upeng arrived in Dubai today to attend the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP28. And over 2,000 participants and carolers took part in the largest Christmas carol gathering in the country. Good evening. 11 hikers died while a dozen others are still missing after a volcano in western Indonesia erupted on Sunday, spewing out a column of ash around 3 kilometers into the sky and forcing the evacuation of dozens of hikers. Authorities said evacuations are underway in the area and a team of 40 rescuers is currently on the mountain while eruptions are still taking place.
It was reported that in addition to the 11 who had died, 3 climbers have been found alive and a further 12 remains missing. According to an update issued on Monday morning, a total of 75 people, including the climbers, have so far been evacuated and those injured sent to the hospital. Following the latest eruption, authorities have raised the second highest alert and barred all activities within 2 miles of Marapi's crater from being carried out. Marapi is one of the most active volcanoes on Sumatra Island, and its most deadly eruption was in April 1979, when 60 people died. Located on the Pacific Ring of Fire, Indonesia has 127 active volcanoes. That is more volcanoes than anywhere else in the world.
Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Upeng arrived in Dubai earlier today to attend the United Nations Climate Change Conference or COP28. He arrived at Dubai Al Maktoum International Airport at around 2:30 p.m. local time, and upon arrival at the hotel, he was greeted by Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan. Gathering leaders from the world over, Abang Johari's presence at the event marks Sarawak's pivotal role in the global discussions addressing climate change and environmental sustainability.
Abang Johari's itinerary also includes attendance at a dinner reception hosted by the Ministry of International Trade, Industry and Investment Sarawak, Mintred, further solidifying Sarawak's commitment to fostering international trade and cooperation. A key highlight during his visit is the Memorandum of Understanding MOU signing ceremony scheduled for December 5th. This ceremony marks a collaboration between Invest Sarawak and Surbana Jurong Private Limited. The focus areas encompass critical aspects such as industry transformation, energy transition, industrial decarbonization, carbon capture, usage and storage CCUS decarbonization, and industrial park development and management. On Wednesday, December 6, the Premier is slated for 2 crucial events. The day begins with a meeting with Mubadala Investment Company. This meeting is anticipated to foster discussions on potential collaborations and investments between Sarawak and Mubadala, reinforcing collaborative efforts within the energy transition sector. The day concludes with the signing of an MOU between Masdar and Sarawak Energy Berhad, SEB, highlighting a shared commitment to sustainable energy practices and the potential for strategic partnerships. Abang Johari and his delegation are also scheduled to depart for London on December 7th. There, they will engage in further discussions on business investments and networking programs, emphasizing Sarawak's dedication to expanding international partnerships and attracting investments for sustainable development. Premier Abang Johari's active participation in this event underscores Sarawak's proactive stance on climate change, economic collaboration, and sustainable development.
Over 2,000 participants and carolers gathered at Padang Merdeka on Sunday to take part in the largest Christmas carol gathering in the country. The event, Christmas Carol Sarawak in Diversity, has made its way into the Malaysian Book of Records after it attracted 2,479 participants and surpassed its initial target of 1,500.
The achievement exemplifies Sarawak's commitment to showcasing and strengthening the unity amongst its diverse people of different races, ethnicities, and cultures. Carolers performed classic Christmas songs such as O Holy Night, Feliz Navidad, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, Carols of the Bells, Deck the Halls, followed by 12 Days of Christmas and Last Christmas. The event was officiated with the lighting ceremony of the large Christmas tree by Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kui Hian, accompanied by the Minister in the Premier's Department, Dato' Sri John Siki Tayai. Also present were Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department, Labour, Immigration and Project Monitoring, Dato' Gurawat Gala, Deputy Minister of Utility and Telecommunications, Dato' Liwan Lagang, Deputy Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Dato' Gerald Rentap Jabu, and Deputy Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Dato' Snodan Lawan. Organized by the Unit for Other Religions, or UNIFOR, and supported by TVS, a Christmas Carol, Sarawak in Diversity, will be aired on December 23rd at 8:45 p.m. only on TVS Channel 122 MyTV, Unify TV and Astro.
Sarawak recorded 4 cases of baby dumping as of December 4th this year. Minister of Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development Sarawak, Dato' Sri Fatimah Abdullah said of the 4 recorded cases, 2 babies were found still alive while the other 2 sadly passed away.
Okay, 2016 ada 10 kes. 2017 turun mendadak 4 sahaja. Kemudian 2018 naik lagi 10 kes. 2019 ada 5. Ya. 2020 5. 2021 ni COVID. Naik 10 kes ya. 2022 last year turun 6 kes. 2023 as of 4th of December ada 4 kes.
He said this at a media conference on the issue of baby dumping at Baitul Makmur Building 2 in Kuching earlier today. Commenting further, Fatimah said her ministry is looking seriously into the matter by providing a teenage pregnancy center located at Taman Sri Putri Kuching for pregnant teenagers needing protection until the birth of their child. Fatimah explained that the 4 cases include an infant girl left in the bushes at the Samariang residence on Wednesday. The baby, with its umbilical cord still attached, was found alive and healthy by members of the public. Following this, a 14-year-old teenage girl, believed to be the mother to the infant girl, was tracked down and arrested in Matang.
In other developments, the Sexual Education Awareness and Advocacy Program, or CAPS, involving the community will be expanded to villages and longhouses starting next year. According to Fatimah, the expansion of the program will target students, the Parent-Teacher Association, as well as community leaders and village chiefs.
And realizing also that some of these young mothers ni, mereka berhenti sekolah sebelum mereka mengandung, ya? Maknanya they have dropped out from school. So we also organize programs not only for students in the school but also those in the community. Maknanya dia tidak bersekolah lagi tapi berada di dalam community. Jadi kita bawa juga, ya.
According to Fatimah, from the year 2016 until today, 66 series of the KAPS program have been organized, recording a total of 12,695 participants.
In related development, the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Wellbeing Development (KPWKM) is adopting an approach to encourage the public to engage with its agencies in cases such as out-of-wedlock birth or baby dumping. Its Minister, Dr. Sri Nancy Shukri, underscored that this approach is more suited to address such cases, considering that all institutions under the ministry are always ready to assist.
She mentioned that the establishment of baby hatches have been implemented previously, but was not widely popularized due to concerns about encouraging the abandonment of newborn babies.
After all, we still have to bring to the hospital. Lepas tu, then only we will get the order from the court whether we will take the baby to stay with us or not. Because siasatan banyak akan berlaku, kita akan lihat who is the mother. Macam jadi sebab itu kita menggalakkan supaya orang berhubung dengan kita, masyarakat berhubung dengan kementerian kita melalui 159999. That's the same number. We have so many and 20.
She said this after launching the Child Protection Advocacy program at Bandar Semariang National Secondary School on Monday. She said that the KASE helpline number 15999 is available 24/7 to provide guidance and information dissemination for the protection of those in need. Therefore, the ministry is now focusing on efforts to educate and inform the public about contact numbers in cases related to infant disposal or other social cases that require attention and action by the ministry or the welfare department.
The LIGA Rara, scheduled to take place from December 7 till 10th, will be joined by a squad from Brunei as well as the reigning Raja Sungai Sarawak squad. According to LIGA State Assemblywoman Dayang Norazah Awang Soho, the event promises intense competition between local and foreign teams.
She said the participation of Raja Sungai Sarawak at the LIGA Regatta will undoubtedly enhance the excitement at the event, aside from attracting more visitors. Hence, the public are invited to attend the event and participate in various activities planned throughout the 4-day event.
Sama-sama kita mengalami di Regatta LIGA sebab kita nak nanggap. Macam ni keupayaan orang lokal kita tu berentap bersama dengan orang luar negara. Kalau luar negara lah ya, sebab menyajikan negara kita. Bukan orang Sarawak tu. Dan kami pun dimaklum juga. Raja Sungai Sarawak pun turun. Raja Sungai Sarawak turun ke Regatta LIGA. Jangan lupa untuk hadir bersama memeriahkan program Regatta LIGA 7 hingga 10 Disember 2023.
She said this when speaking at the opening ceremony of the LIGA Zone Sports Championship for the year 2023 to 2024 in Sri Aman on Monday.
The Malaysia-Australia Business Council (MABC) has inked a memorandum of understanding with the Sarawak Australia Business Chamber to foster greater economic ties and opportunities between Australia and Malaysia, particularly in Sarawak. MABC Vice Chairman Nordin Abdullah emphasized that the MOU is a significant milestone for both entities.
He added the partnership aims to enhance support for businesses expanding into and from Australia, serving as a conduit for the needs in the region. Norden also pointed out that Australian businesses are urged to explore 3 high-growth sectors: promptly renewable energy, education, and tourism, particularly for meetings and incentives. Meanwhile, SABC President Roger Chan said SABC was a lead partner and signatory to a newly formed Borneo Economic Community, BEC, which includes business chambers, government entities, and communities from Sarawak, Kalimantan, Indonesia, Brunei Darussalam, Sabah, and Labuan. He continued by saying that Sarawak is endowed with abundant resources and serves as a role model for a sustainable green economy in the region, which opens up lucrative business prospects for members of MABC and SABC.
Right, more to come after the break. FAMI hints salary increase for civil servants. And Oxford announces its Word of the Year. All these and more only on TVS Nightline. Welcome back. Malaysia cannot dictate rubber prices in the global market as it does not have the majority say. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister in charge of Plantation and Commodities, Dato Sri Fadila Yusof, said the government is aware and concerned about the current instability of rubber prices.
Namun intensifasi daripada pihak kerajaan untuk penentuan ataupun kawalan harga adalah minimum, memandangkan Malaysia dari segi pengeluaran getah asli hanya menyumbang lebih kurang 3% daripada pengeluaran getah dunia. Maka kita tidak mampu untuk menjual harga getah tersebut.
He added that various factors influence raw rubber prices, such as the performance of the rubber futures market, crude oil prices, foreign exchange rates, and economic growth of the major rubber importers and exporters. Nevertheless, he said the government is working hard to help stabilize rubber prices through several initiatives. This includes fostering cooperation with other rubber-producing countries, such as the International Tripartite Rubber Council Framework and the Association of Natural Rubber Producing Countries, ANRPC, to stabilize prices by managing supply and increasing the use of raw rubber among the producing countries. Meanwhile, the government via Budget 2024 has increased the price activation level for the rubber production incentives, IPG, to 3 ringgit from 2 ringgit and 70 cents a kilogram, with an allocation of 400 million ringgit.
Right, and the Minister of Communications and Digital, Fahmi Fadzil, on Monday hinted that there may be some good news for civil servants next year in the form of salary increase. Fahmi said the good news would also involve the pensioners and would be announced by either the Prime Minister or the Chief Secretary to the government.
Fahmi said the Prime Minister Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim has previously mentioned that the review for salary scheme for the public sector has been carried out.
Bagi sektor awam, Perdana Menteri telah sebut sebelum ni kita ada review dan insya-Allah menjelang tahun 2024 insya-Allah gaji bagi pejabat awam akan naik.
He added that this comes following the approved white paper on the progressive wage policy for workers in the private sector, which serves to give better income for the private sector workers. Fahmi also said the cabinet had also made several decisions involving civil servants and government pensioners.
The visa liberalization program will proceed as planned, despite the public concern towards the increasing number of COVID-19 cases in the country. Home Minister Dato Sri Saifuddin Nasution said his ministry is yet to receive an order from the Health Ministry to execute strict border control measures.
Saifuddin said despite the leeway provided by Putrajaya through the recently announced visa liberalization program, the government will not compromise on the issue of safety.
Sekarang ni, saya dua ni, mula disebut tentang kembalinya masalah isu COVID. Yang kita sama ada ianya punca daripada dalaman atau luaran, kita belum establish lagi yang itu. Ya, saya pun ikuti melalui aduan rakyat kepada saya, ada yang guru sekolah, guru asrama dah mula edarkan balik face mask sebab ada kes, guru pun kena, anak murid pun kena, ada. Baik. Dahulunya COVID itu memang bermula daripada China lah, dahulunya. Itu dikenakan sekatan yang sebegitu rupa kan. Buat masa sekarang sebelum satu polisi kita nak umum berkaitan perkara itu, KDN kami akan berpandukan kepada Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia. Dan sehingga soalan ditanya sebentar tadi, saya belum mendapat sebarang update, warning ke langkah jaga-jaga ke daripada Kementerian Kesihatan.
He said this after attending the Home Ministry monthly assembly earlier today. Commenting further on the visa liberalization program, Saifuddin said the Malaysia Digital Arrival Card, MDAC, would ensure that the government can keep track of the tourist presence in the country to ensure that they abide by the rules regulated under the program. It was reported last week that the Immigration Department will establish a special task force to monitor the departure of tourists from China and India, to be conducted on the last date of the 30-day permissible stay period in Malaysia. Saifuddin said it was part of the government's effort to strengthen security measures as the government prepares to launch activities under the visa liberalization plan, with surveillance reports issued on a regular basis.
There is no increase in radioactivity levels in Malaysian waters following the release of treated water from the Fukushima nuclear power plant into the Pacific Ocean by Japan in August. Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Chang Li-kang said the monitoring was conducted through the Gamma Spectrum Water Monitoring System from October 1st to November 30th following public concerns.
He said the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, has concluded that the approach and activities to discharge waters treated through the Advanced Liquid Processing Systems, or ALPS, were consistent with the relevant international safety standards.
Telah menyatakan bahawa pelepasan air sisa terawat ke Lautan Pasifik adalah mematuhi piawaian keselamatan antarabangsa serta menyebabkan impak radiologi yang boleh diabaikan ataupun tidak signifikan kepada manusia dan alam sekitar. Namun begitu, sebagai langkah proaktif memastikan perairan Malaysia tidak terjejas, mesti menerusi Jabatan Tenaga Atom JTA melaksanakan pemantauan aras keradiaktifan di perairan negara secara berterusan melalui pemasangan peralatan pengesanan keradiaktifan di dalam air laut, iaitu sistem pemantauan air spektrum gamma GSWMS yang dipasang di perairan negara di Jeti Institut Penyelidikan Marine Borneo, Universiti Malaysia Sabah, Kota Kinabalu.
Now, Laban has been proposed to be considered a startup and innovation cluster in an effort to help startup businesses outside of Peninsular Malaysia gain easy access to financial assistance and support available in the market. Senator Tan Sri Anifah Haman said although there is a lot of help and support in Malaysia, especially in the forms of funds and capital, startup companies in Labuan, Sabah and Sarawak often lag behind due to access constraints.
Kebanyakan sokongan dan bantuan ini berada di luar capaian mereka yang tinggal di Sabah, Labuan dan Sarawak. Kerana mereka perlu menghadiri proses pemilihan dan temuduga di Putrajaya. Bagi memastikan akses mudah, saya menyuruh Kerajaan Persekutuan untuk mempertimbangkan Labuan sebagai kluster startup dengan izin dan juga inovasi.
He said this while debating the Supply Bill 2024 for the second reading in Parliament on Monday. At the same time, Anifah said the recognition of Labuan as a startup and innovation cluster will also support the development of the Labuan International Business and Financial Centre, as the business centre has contributed more than 1 billion ringgit to the country's fiscal revenue in 2022. Anifah also called on the federal government to consider the proposed construction of a bridge connecting Labuan and Sabah to stimulate the economy in both states.
In foreign front, the Israeli army's assault is pushing further into the south of Gaza, leaving Palestinians with little to no chance of safety. Israel also ordered Palestinians to evacuate several more areas as it widens its bombardment of the Gaza Strip, killing hundreds. The Israeli military declared on Monday that it was defining safe areas for Gaza civilians to minimize harm to them. However, hundreds more Palestinians have been killed since the onslaught resumed on Friday, and it is unclear where civilians might seek safety.
The instruction came the day after the Israeli military said it had expanded its ground operation to all of Gaza, targeting Hamas centers in all of the enclave. Journalists on the ground say it is difficult to heed the orders in real time, with no way safe remaining in the enclave. Israel published a map on Friday dividing Gaza into evacuation zones and asking people to follow their announcements for their safety. However, the maps, which includes nearly 2,500 grids, have confused many, while unreliable internet and electricity make keeping updated a challenge. The renewed bombardment follows the end on Friday of the 7-day pause in the fighting between Israeli forces and Hamas fighters, which had allowed an exchange of about 105 Israeli and foreign hostages held by Hamas for 240 Palestinian prisoners. More than 15,500 people have been killed, according to Gaza's Ministry of Health, in nearly 2 months of warfare that broke out after a Hamas cross-border raid on southern Israel on October 7th, in which 1,200 Israelis were killed and about 240 taken hostage.
At least 5 people were killed in several rain-related incidents in India on Monday, following torrential rainfall in Chennai and its neighboring districts triggered by Cyclone Mang. Indian Meteorological Department (IMD) reported that the cyclone has intensified into a severe cyclonic storm with winds of up to 90 to 100 kilometers per hour, leading several areas of the city to be submerged in knee-deep waters and power outages since Monday morning.
The IMD issued a warning to the fishermen to suspend their operations, with an expected major damage to thatch huts along the coast. The airport in the state capital Chennai is expected to close until late Monday as rains pound the city. Scientists around the world have warned that storms are becoming more powerful as global warming and extreme weather are getting more intense with climate change. Cyclones comparable to hurricanes in the North Atlantic or typhoons in the Northwest Pacific pose a consistent and lethal threat to the coastlines of the northern Indian Ocean, home to tens of millions of people.
The Oxford University Press announced on Monday that it has chosen Riz as its word of the year for 2023. An internet slang for romantic appeal or charm, it is mostly used by the young people to refer to the ability to attract a romantic partner. It was one of the 8 words on a short list, all selected to reflect the mood, ethos or preoccupations of 2023.
More than 30,000 word lovers helped decide competitions between 4 different pairs of words or phrases before Oxford lexicographers made the final decision. Riz was chosen as an interesting example of how language can be formed, shaped and shared within communities before being picked up more widely. The term is believed to be a shortened form of the word charisma, taken from the middle part of the word. The publisher added that the word shows the growing society-wide impact of Gen Z and how younger generations create spaces, be it online or in person, where they own and define the language they use. Oxford said Riz has boomed on social media and shows how the internet can propel initially French language into the mainstream. It is the 2nd consecutive year that the public have played a part in picking Oxford's Word of the Year, after the inaugural public vote last year saw Goblin Mode chosen as the word for 2022.
And that's Nightline for tonight. I'm Douglas Elliott. Thank you for watching.